The clouds have returned, and a little saying, cold core upper low is a weatherman's woe. Well, that's what we're going to be dealing with over the next few days in Texas, and sometimes those can throw out a few surprises. Let's talk about who's going to see the most rain and who may see some snow in this, it's Tuesday, edition of the Texas Weather Roundup. Good morning. It is Tuesday, the 12th of December, 2023. I'm Texas Storm Chasers Boldy and Chief David Rammer, and we are going to have the opportunity for rain across a majority of Texas at some point over the next 72 to 96 hours. Exactly who gets rain when and how much rain, well, we're going to talk about that in just a moment. And of course, the chance for a bit of snow in parts of the state. It's not going to snow in Houston or Dallas. I'm sorry for snow fans out there, but if it makes you feel better, we still have to get through January and February and March and April for all that. All right, let's pop on over to the high-resolution rapid refresh model. Now, most of today will be dry, increasing cloud cover, some sprinkles perhaps as we get into the evening hours across the Panhandle, West Texas, into the coastal bend around Corpus Christi. As we get into the morning hours on Wednesday, scattered to numerous showers, maybe a few thunderstorms will increase across the Texas Panhandle, West Texas, the Permian Basin, also across portions of South Central Texas, San Antonio, down into deep South Texas, Laredo, down to the Rio Grande Valley, Brownsville, the coastal bend, which is Corpus Christi. We had a request to be more articulate with our descriptors, so hopefully this helps y'all. I know those of you who live in these areas probably know where I'm talking about, but we have a lot of folks watching who don't, so add a little more education value to this. And this specific high-resolution weather model goes out to noon tomorrow. Even if it's not going to be raining in your location by noon tomorrow, it is going to be cloudy. That much is abundantly clear. Notice how most of the rain tends to miss the borderland, which is the El Paso region, far west Texas, down into the Big Bend. You can almost make out that upper-level low across eastern New Mexico tomorrow. Northwest of that area of circulation, a winter storm unfolding across northeastern New Mexico. All right, let's switch over to a less high resolution but still decent weather model, the North American model. Now this picks up from noon tomorrow and continues through Friday afternoon. Key point here is the heaviest, most consistent rain tomorrow will be across the Panhandle, West Texas, and it should stay like liquid rain for Wednesday in those areas as temperatures remain safely above freezing. As we get into Thursday, we're going to start seeing a couple of things happen. First, temperatures across the northern Texas Panhandle may become cold enough to support a changeover to a wet snow. And two, as we get into Wednesday night and Thursday morning, the potential for some of that rain to mix with or change over to snow across areas further south in the Panhandle, Amarillo, down Interstate 27 towards Lubbock on the back end of that precipitation shield before a dry slot comes in and ends precipitation chances, at least according to this specific model. You'll notice the rest of the state will remain above freezing, pure rain. Another thing is we're not going to be dealing with severe thunderstorms. This is not a tornado, spinny, doom, big hail, damaging wind situation. Fortunately, that is not going to be an issue with this event over the next few days, which is nice. As we get into Thursday night and Friday morning, we're going to start seeing the precipitation axis, with the highest precipitation chances begin shifting east into northwest Texas, the Big Country, Abilene region, the Concho Valley, San Angelo to Brady region, into the Edwards Plateau, Del Rio region, North Texas, self-explanatory, Texoma, Central Texas, Gainesville, Sherman, DFW, Waco, Austin, San Antonio, the Hill Country, areas along the just west of I-35, San Antonio up to Temple Bell and points west towards the Brady-ish area. Still, we could have scattered showers on Wednesday afternoon, again, even across the eastern half of Texas, including the Rio Grande Valley, up into the Brazos Valley, the Bryan College Station area. At this point, that'll be a possibility, but the heaviest, most consistent rainfall will be with this heavier band coming in from the west on Friday. As you can see, this model tries to have it pushing into the eastern third of Texas by Friday afternoon. You can see a pretty pronounced dry slot kicking in on the back side of that. And you can almost make out the swirl of the upper level low pressure here just by looking at this animation as it plays out through Friday. So, current projections in terms of forecast rainfall through 6 a.m. Friday. This is the latest forecast. We're looking at 1 to 3 inches of rain on average across the entirety of the Texas Panhandle, West Texas, into portions of Northwest Texas, and etc. That may cause localized flooding. So 1 to 3 inches, that's pretty darn good. Permian Basin, Big Country, Northwest Texas, closer to Quanah, Vernon, we're talking about the potential for 1/2 to maybe 1.5 inches of rain by Friday morning across the Edwards Plateau, Del Rio, Eagle Pass, down to Laredo, McAllen, Rio Grande Plains, Rio Grande Valley, Brownsville, up to the coastal bend, the Middle Texas coast, Corpus Christi. We're talking about the potential for 1/10 to perhaps locally up to 1 inch of rainfall. You can see this generally has under 1/10 of an inch of rain across the eastern half of Texas through 6 a.m. Friday. But again, if some of those showers Wednesday afternoon and Thursday afternoon are able to make it, some folks may pick up a bit over 1/10 of an inch locally. All right, now let's go through 6 a.m. Friday through 6 a.m. Sunday time frame. This is where the rain chances shift to the eastern half of Texas as that area of upper level low pressure shifts east slowly. We're talking about widespread 1 to perhaps 2 inches of rain across North Texas along and south of Interstate 20, the Hill Country, Central Texas, Waco, Killeen, Fort Hood, Austin, the Brazos Valley, College Station, Bryan, down into the Victoria Crossroads of Victoria, known as the Coastal Plains, Southeast Texas, Houston, Galveston, the Golden Triangle, far Southeast Texas, around Beaumont on this map, into the Piney Woods in East Texas, Lufkin area, to the Louisiana border. On average, 1 to maybe 2 inches of rain. Outside of that, Texoma, Wichita Falls, Sherman, 1/2 to 1 inch of rain. The Arklatex, Paris, New Boston, Clarksville, Texarkana. We're talking about maybe a 1/4 inch of rain. And then across deep South Texas, the coastal bend, we're talking about the potential for 1/4 to 1/2 inch of additional rainfall. And again, areas farther west, that'll be when the precipitation begins ending from west to east. So when you add it all up over the next 5 days, here we go. We're looking at average, again, 1 to 3 inches of rain across the Panhandle, West Texas, with 1 to 2 inches of rain possible all the way from the Permian Basin, Midland, Odessa, the Big Country, Abilene, Northwest Texas, Vernon, Quanah, Wichita Falls, all the way southeast through the Concho Valley, the Hill Country, Central Texas, North Texas, generally along and south of Interstate 20, the highest chance for over an inch of rain, into the Brazos Valley, South Central Texas, San Antonio area, the Southeast Texas, self-explanatory, the Golden Triangle into East Texas, then back down along the Texas Gulf Coast, the Upper Coast, Middle Coast, and the coastal bend around Corpus Christi, down into the Rio Grande Valley. And again, outside of that, lower rainfall amounts across the Guadalupe Mountains, the Davis Mountains, the Trans-Pecos, that's the area, well, Pecos to Alpine. Notice how rainfall amounts drop off drastically, and by the time you get down to far west Texas, the borderland as it's known, Van Horn to El Paso, we're going to be lucky to pick up more than enough rain to just wet the ground for 5 minutes. And then in the Arklatex, you can see we're also kind of missing out, but still hopefully enough to support 1/4 inch of rain. And then if all things go well, we'll see rain chances end as we get into the day Saturday. But I can't rule out some stuff trying to continue into Saturday night along the Texas-Louisiana border. And again, severe thunderstorms are not expected with this. The potential for 1 to 2 inches of snow along the north of Interstate 40 in the Panhandle as it looks now. Maybe if we change over to snow Thursday morning across the Interstate 27 corridor from Abilene to Lubbock, maybe in dusting. And again, those are certainly going to be refined as we get further into today and get a better grasp on just how much upper level cold air is going to be available to mix down without an Arctic air mass in place and the track of the upper level low. So we'll try to put out an accumulation map this afternoon and this evening. As far as temperatures, today's high temperatures 40s and 50s in the Panhandle, 50s down to the Permian Basin, southeastern two-thirds of Texas, 60s and 70s. So we head into Wednesday, cooler air starting to filter in along with those rain chances. 40s in the Panhandle if we're lucky in West Texas, 50s Texoma, North Texas, the Concho Valley into the Hill Country, 60s East Texas, Southeast Texas, far West Texas, El Paso around the borderland, 70s southern half of Big Bend down into South Texas, the Rio Grande Plains, the Rio Grande Valley, and the coastal Bend as we go into Thursday. That's when things could get a little interesting with rain changing over to snow in the Panhandle and West Texas. Temperatures in the 30s, otherwise 50s, 60s across most of this state, 70s South Texas. Friday, rain chances shift east. Cooler air, highs only in the 40s, maybe 30s if we have a snowpack in the Panhandle. So 40s and 50s, northwest half of Texas, southeastern third of Texas, 60s and 70s. And then as we get into Saturday, cooler air filters in, highs in the 40s and 50s, northern two-thirds of Texas with 60s in South Texas. And that's kind of where we should be for mid-December, so it's really not that cold. And for what it's worth, we do not see a major Arctic outbreak attacking us through Christmas. It looks like the Christmas time frame early indications are we're going to have average to above average temperatures, unlike last year's little Arctic outbreak right before Christmas. And I remember that because I had to walk the dog and it was very cold and windy. As far as it looks now, that will not be a repeat this year. This looks like it may be one of the warm Christmases. And we may be active in terms of upper-level storm systems in the jet stream, so we'll have to keep an eye on that because Mama Nature does tend to try to troll me when it comes to Christmas-time weather events. So, I mean, who wouldn't want to be doing severe weather coverage on Christmas Day or the day after, right? That was sarcastic, by the way, very sarcastic. So that'll be it for your Tuesday edition of the Texas Weather Roundup. As always, you can visit us on our website, TexasStormChasers.com, and by visiting, or by, how about downloading? Yeah, there we go. That's how apps work. Downloading the free Texas Storm Chasers mobile app. We'll chat with y'all again later today. We'll have a written update out on the website coincident with this video, and then we'll have another written update out this evening with some snow accumulation graphics, hopefully. Y'all make it a good Tuesday. God bless.